All right. So here with my friend Luke, a great athlete here at CBU. Going to talk a little bit about taping wrist injuries this week. Again, this is for my care and prevention of athletic injury course. Past few weeks talked about a couple other injuries and how to prevent them. This week, looking at some wrist injuries. So Luke here suffered a little wrist sprain. What that is, this one specifically is going to be a reflection sprain. So he had an applied excessive force that stretched out the ligaments on the posterior aspect of his wrist. So what we want to do, immobilize it, prevent flexion of the wrist, and we're going to keep it extended just a little bit. So we'll talk about how to do that here. All we need, just a little bit of pre-wrap and some athletic tape. So what I'm going to do, take the pre-wrap, lay down a little foundation. What this is going to do is just set up a clean surface on his wrist, just so we have nice, good surface area for our athletic tape, and it's also going to prevent pulling out some hairs and a little uncomfort or some discomfort there. All right, so pretty basic. Just set down a nice foundation with the pre-wrap. Stretch it out a bit so it sticks. And then when we get up here, we actually are going to be taping in between the thumb and our index finger, so we do want to run it up there quickly. Alright, so just like that, if you could see it, a little bit of pre-wrap there. That's all we need. So now coming in my athletic tape, what I'm going to do is create a nice foundation. On our last video we talked about the stirrups when we're taping the ankles, so same idea here. Just going to go a little bit up the wrist and create a base for our actual taping. We'll scoot up a little bit so the fans can see it. Alright, so second layer here, just gonna run it over. And then we're gonna make another one up here, so when we run it across, that we have two foundations to go after. So the next one, I'm gonna go on the top side of the hand, gonna run it up in between his thumb and pointer finger here. Gonna fold it over so it doesn't stick to his finger and kind of tear up a little bit. Run it down the bottom. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. So over right here, down the bottom, and then over the top once more. Alright. And we'll do that one more time. Alright, so far this is what we got. Foundation right here and foundation right here. Now what we're going to do is, since his injury was hyperflexion, we're going to pull it up and extend it just a little bit over. That way we're going to lay down our tape right here that actually prevents him from flexion, and it gives us a little play just in case it does want to move a little, it doesn't go too far and it stays immobilized. So just extend it a little bit here. And then we'll run distal to proximal. So put about 5 of those down right there, and it's gonna keep him from flexing his wrist this way. All right, so now that we have those down, just like in the ankle taping video, we're gonna go over our bases once more. Once. Twice. And then same thing we did before right here. Going up, in between the thumb and the pointing finger, down over the bottom, over here, back to the back of the palm, and then once more. Alright, so finished project. Have our bases right here. Our actual pieces of tape here that do the prevention of injury, or prevention of flexion rather, and immobilize the injury. And then over the top, we're just gonna hold those down with our bases once more. We have these openings here. We can cover those up with just regular athletic tape to keep it and make it look better. And other than that, it's our final project or product here of the ankle or wrist rather taping. Thanks for watching.
All right, so I hope the wrist taping video was helpful. I know it's kind of hard to see at some parts, but hopefully you were still able to see the technique in that. And again, I'm pretty new to it as well, so it's possible I had some mistakes. Next, let's move on to the preventative and rehabilitative exercises. So there's going to be 3 actual strength training exercises. All of those should be performed for 10 to 15 reps, 3 sets, and 3 times a week. I say 3 times a week. That's what the CDC recommends for weight training. Also including 2 different stretch exercises. So the stretch exercises can be performed daily. Those will be from 10 to 15 seconds and 3 sets of each one. So let's get going and take a look at those. So here's the first stretch. Simply just going to be the wrist extension, all he's doing, placing weight on his palms, stretching out the anterior aspect of the wrist right there. On to the next one. Now it's just going to be our wrist flexion, placing weight on the top part of the hand there and just stretching out the posterior aspect of the wrist this time. Here is the wrist flexion exercise, so simply flexing the wrist with a resistance. As you get stronger, you can increase the weight there. Here is the wrist extension exercise. Not going to be as strong at this one, but just do a weight you're comfortable with. Don't overstrain your wrist when you're doing this. And here is the wrist supination and pronation. If you put a lopsided weight in your hand, it's actually a better exercise. It creates more resistance for the wrist there. So just with the last clip on repeat here. I hope the video is informational. Again, stretches, those are going to be 10 to 15 seconds daily. The actual resistance training is going to be 10 to 15 reps 3 times per week. Other than that, that's all I got for you this week, and thanks for watching.